Good evening, my friends. My name is Niskanen, and this is my vlog of making all of my own clothes, and sometimes clothes for other people as well. This week, we're doing something special. I am going to be making the Seamwork Almada robe, which is a very simple robe. But I am going to be making it in 4 different iterations. So, my mother is currently going through some health issues, and my aunt is helping take care of her because these health issues are not conducive to her being fully independent as she has been thus far. So, at some point I got this idea that I would make matching robes. Well, the same robe, except all in different fabrics and different iterations for my mother, my aunt, myself, and my sister. So, I have cut all of them out. I'm going to make each in a sort of different look. So, for the first one, which is my own, I'm going, well, actually, probably not the first one. So, for my own, I will leave out the ties altogether, because I'm making it out of a linen knit, and I'm making it to be a basically just a very light layering cardigan. So that's one. Then there's the one for my mother, which I'm making out of a French terry. And that one, if I remember correctly, is getting collar pieces, essentially. Yes, I think that's going to be the one. Then there's the one for my aunt, which is going to have, instead of cuffs, it's going to have a piece of lace running at the thing. And the last one, which is for my sister, I can't remember what was the... No, that one was just straight up the pattern, except that for everyone else but myself, I have shortened the pattern at the sleeves in 2 places, I think. Because they are a lot shorter than me, and the pattern is drafted for someone about my size. So, my sister's robe is entirely unaltered besides the height change. Mine is without the ties. My aunt's is without the cuffs, or with altered cuffs. And my mother's, oh yes, my mother's is doesn't have a back seam. Everyone else's has a back seam because the Almada comes with a back seam. Except my mother's. My mother's is without a back seam. I think that's it. So yes, we're making the 4 robes. Same, but different. I'm actually really looking forward to this quest. I think I'm going to start with the robe for my and mostly because that is the color thread that I have in my serger. And I do think that I'm going to be doing most of this on my serger because, well, anyway, let us get to the constructions. I will see you on, so first, perfect. The first order of business is to do the back seam and the shoulder seams. And then once that is all done, do the side seams. And then bind the neckline. I will see you after the side seams and we'll talk about the binding. Alright, I'll see you on the other side. Hello, my friends. It's been a weekend. So, as you can see here behind me, the first of the Almadas is almost done. The next thing that I need to do, according to the instructions, is to bind the neckline, and that is what I'm going to do. This is a ready-made what is the word? Bias tape that I bought a while back because I just tend to use the bias tape that I already have on hand, and I always, when I'm shopping in my favorite, or well, when I'm shopping for fabric, if they have bias tape, I usually get some. So this is one of those bias tape things. So that is the plan, I think, next. And after that, I think is going to come this lace that is going to going to go on the armholes, although I think I'm going to hem them first using, so I'm going to try this. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try hemming them with a roll hem foot. I don't know if the roll is going to be quite big enough to account for the seams though. So we will see how that works. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to first do the hemline on the hemline and then the armholes, and then after the armholes have been hemmed, I'm going to add the lace instead of the cuff. I think that's going to look very nice. Yes, I hope. We'll see. So yeah, first bias tape, then hems, and then the lace, and last but not least, the ties. I also made the ties here in ahead of time. I did film that, so you will have seen it already. But I did a small stupid thing. So this bottom seam is supposed to be on the center of the back of this tie. But what I did instead is I serged the top edge at the same time as I did the center. So now it's set. I can't. I will not be able to get it to settle in place, but that's fine. I am good with these being here, although I will need to pay more attention to that later. So yeah, this is coming along very quickly, and I don't think I have anything to add. Binding, hemming, and then ties. I will see you on the other side to begin the next Almada. Alright, the first of the 4 Almadas is all but done. I still need to add a snap about right here, because that is what the pattern does say. But right now I'm having some wrist trouble, so I'm not going to further make problems for myself, so I'm leaving it out for now. But I mean, it's not like I would show myself doing the hand sewing anyway, so pretend it's there, and it will be there by the time that I gift this. But it is hecking cute, y'all. I did decide to leave the lace out. It just felt like the lines were cleaner without it, and yeah, I kind of love it. If it weren't made for a much smaller person than I am, I would be tempted to keep it for myself. I probably don't have enough of this fabric to make one for myself, which is very sad, because this thing is hecking cute, y'all. So cute. Anyway, I'm really happy with how the bias tape turned out. It was just enough. Like, come on. This is the amount that I cut off from the end of the bias tape to it was a 2 meter, yeah, it was a 2 meter length of bias tape, and that was the amount that I cut off. I was afraid for a moment there that I would have to go with a more piecemeal solution, but I did not. So that was good. And yeah, I'm just really, really pleased with this, y'all. It is gorgeous. I am happy. I even added a tag here. It says unique in Finnish. And yeah, it is very cute. So next thing is time for the I think I'm gonna go with the yellow one that I'm making for my mother. I might even go with the red one that is for myself. Well, red orange-ish. Anyway, the one that is coming for me. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Anyway, I will see you on the other side of the yellow one. Let's go with the yellow one. That's gonna be fun. And thus it is time to move on to the next version, which is the one that I'm making for myself. And it is this linen knit. I think it's 100% linen knit. But yeah, this is basically going to be exactly the same as the previous ones, except that this time I am making it without any ties. So that is going to be fun. So, as per usual, back seam, shoulder seams, side seams, sleeves, finishing. I'm not adding any closures to this one, so that's going to be fun because I am not looking forward to sewing all of the buttons, the press buttons on the different Almadas as soon as my tendinitis clears up. So that is still ahead of me. But in the meanwhile, this one is not going to have any of those things. So it is going to be fully finished by the time that I am through. I will see you on the other side. Alright, the version without the closures is finished. I am currently wearing it. Hold on, let me show it to you. It is freaking fantastic. It it makes me feel like doing this. Anyway, this robe slash light sweater is making me feel like being very dramatic. It's it makes me feel like there should be a chorus of "I wanna be evil" everywhere I go. It's just, it is very good. I am a fan. It's a very like this robe, the Almada robe, is very simple to make. So it's sort of yeah, it's very quick to make. It's simple, and you know what? This is all heading into wrap up territory, and I still have one more robe to make. So I will see you on the other side of the pink robe with the collar. I made a small mistake. So the pattern for the Almada does not come with a collar. It was my own idea. The thing is, I did not account for seam allowance, so I'm a little bit short. Whoops. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm gonna trim some off. This looks almost intentional, but it's not. It's just a wrinkle in the fabric. But I think what I'm gonna do is do something like this, probably a little bit more of a slower curve. Anyway, then hem this, and only after that's done, attach the collar. I mean, the collar is gonna look great, I think. I hope. But, like, look how cute that is. It is pretty darn cute. I hope. I hope. We'll press it away if not. But, yes. Before that can happen, I think I need to finish the hemline first so that I can have this connective tissue finished by serging on the collar. I think that's going to be the way to go here. I really hope, because I don't actually know what I'm doing here, but I'm going to try. We'll see. Maybe it'll be fine. Ish. So yes, hem, collar, and then after that, I think all I need is the ties, and that's gonna be done. And thus, after that, I'm going to be all done with all 4 of the Almadas. And that is a good time for all involved, I hope. I will see you on the other side. And thus the last one has been vanquished. There we go. It is cute. It is very nice. Yeah. I remembered to add tags to all of them on the one I made for myself, which doesn't have any closures. Because on all the other ones, I added the tags to the next to the ties, or on the ties rather. But on mine, I added it to the side seam. I almost forgot, but I didn't. So yeah, as I started saying earlier, this is a really nice, fun, easy project. Changes. I made this in 2 different sizes. One was small, which is this one, and I took, I think, an inch total out of the length through here. I just basically divided the shoulder, and I think I also took some out of the length of the sleeve, or the height of the sleeve, in order to adjust for the height, because the Seamwork patterns are drafted for a person who is, I think, 5'11", something like that. About 175 centimeters tall. And my sister, my aunt, and my mother are all a lot shorter than that, like 10 centimeters, which is about 4 inches. So I took some measure out of the length here to make it more suitable for them. For myself, I only just left out the closures. On this one, I made it's just a very long strip of fabric, straight rectangular piece of fabric that is, if I remember correctly, 15 centimeters long, so that would be 6-ish inches wide, and I cut 2 strips because I didn't have enough of the fabric to cut all of it in one go. And the 2 of them in total were exactly the length of the neckline from bottom to the top, or all the way around as one. Anyway, but I did not account for seam allowance both here at the back of the neck and also down here. What I basically did was I sewed the 2 strips together and then sewed the ends of both ends, like just folded in half and sewed those, and then I sewed the whole thing on in one go after everything else was finished. For the first one, the blue one, this one right here, for this one I left out the cuffs at the armholes, sleeves, whatever. I left out the cuffs. I was thinking about adding lace instead of just leaving it bare, at which point I would have, because this is just a rolled hem, I would have added the lace on the inside, basically just sewn right on top of the rolled hem, but so that the lace was on the inside. But I decided against it because the look was just so clean and lovely when I was done, that I didn't want to do that. But I may yet consider that for another day. And here, this is the last one. This is for my mother. And for this one, I left out the back seam. I cut it on the fold so that the pattern piece was settled beyond the fold by the amount of the seam allowance. So I didn't change the pattern for that at all. And this one is made out of French terry. Yeah, it's interesting how the shape, which is, it's such a simple shape, and it's the same on, essentially the same on each of these, and the look is still slightly different based on which fabric you're using. So like this one, the blue one is I think it's a cotton lawn. In any case, it's a very soft cotton, very drapey. Not drapey as such. It's a very soft cotton, just a very basic soft cotton. The pink one is it's basically a quilt cotton that I had in my stash, and it's really cute. It feels kind of like a very light towel, which is I think going to be very enjoyable for my sister to wear. Yes. Then there's the yellow one, which is again out of a French terry, and this one almost looks like it has structure. I might even be able to put this on. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be flattering on me because it is meant for a much smaller person. But, like, you can see, it almost looks like it has a structure, even though it really doesn't. Like, there are like 5 seams in all. 7 in this entire piece. But it is the French terry makes it sort of, because it's a thicker fabric, it makes it look like it has more structure than it actually does. And then the last one is the one that I made for myself, which I left outside the room because I am a fool. Fool, I tell you. But the linen knit has a really drapey quality to it. It's really heavy in an unexpected way. It almost, it kind of has the same sort of quality, the same sort of heaviness to it as velvet does, except that it's linen, so it's also really thin. as compared to velvet, even though it's really heavy and quite honestly very, very drapey. It is very dramatic. I love it so much. So anyway, this has been a fun little experiment. I think I learned a lot about fabric just in general, and you know, getting a specific effect out of a garment that I'm making, depending on the weight and the style of fabric that I'm using. So that is awesome, actually. Very, very good. I am very glad I did this. That's, I think, more or less it. The pattern was, again, Seamwork Almada. It was I made it in a size S and also a size XXX, triple XL, and I am 171 centimeters. The one is very important. 171 centimeters tall. My mother and sister are about 165 centimeters tall, so yeah. Anyway, I think that is more or less it for today. And if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, do all of the YouTube things, and I will see you next week for a video that I cannot remember what it is going to be, but it is going to feature fabric, so yay! I will see you next Thursday.